Hey guys, good morning to you. You might be like, why is she saying take two right now? She's saying take two because take one, yesterday my internet pooped out right in the middle of the training. So some of you guys were starting to get your wheels turning, and then it was very disconcerting. And so that was what was going on yesterday. We had intermittent internet failure, which was not fun. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and get cracking here. This text me thing, it exists for you to be in on the free training that I'm doing. So I'm doing a 90 days of content in 90 minutes. That's a training that I'm doing on October 22nd. If you want more details on it, you need to text me here. I am so backwards. Where does my pen go? I'm really tired, you guys. So my in-laws are here and I love them so much. They came in at 1 in the morning, which is not typically how late I stay up. And then I turned around and woke up at 6. And I am a firm 8.5 to 9 hour sleeper. I am delirious right now. So this ought to be fun. Okay. Anywho. Let's do this, right? So, bat signal. What is your bat signal? Your bat signal is the people that you're talking to. Okay. Your bat signal is the people you are literally here for. This is the way that I see our lives. I see our lives as, and biblically this is sound, I see our lives as what happens to us in our world is then who we turn around and serve. Okay? And so I don't want the things that happen to us and the things that are rough on us. I don't want us to look at those as like, woe is me. Man, it's so bad that this happened. There's two different types of mindset. There's fixed and there's growth. The fixed mindset is going to say, okay, well, this bad thing happened to me, and sit on it as a bad thing that happened to them. They just sit on it. They sit in it. They live it, they embody it, it becomes who they are forever and ever, amen. We all know these people. Sometimes we were these people. I was this person. That's why I can understand it and recognize it and see it whenever other people are doing it. I'm like, I love you so much. I really think you're kind of just sitting in this right now. And there's not that there's not a moment to sit in the uncomfortable, but it's not long. We come to go through, right? We don't come to things to sit in them. We come to them to grow through them. And then whenever we grow through them, we are able to go back and help other people come through them as well. Does that make sense? It's where we can actually reach out our hand. It's where we can live in service. This is like the coolest thing is we have this awesome thing called the internet. And a lot of people, the grand narrative is that the internet is terrible and that the internet is, destroying the world and is creating opposition and blah, blah, blah. The internet is a conduit, guys. The internet is a vehicle. The internet isn't what's creating polarization. The internet isn't what's creating this. There's people creating this, okay? And they would be creating it regardless. It's just that they use the internet as a vehicle to get mass appeal. So now my question is this: what if, and this is a rhetorical question because I already know the answer because I literally live this day in and day out. But what if we did the opposite? What if we use this vehicle for good? What if we use this internet vehicle that exists for us? What if we use that to make people feel seen, heard, loved, and supported? Can we agree there would be a massive shift in the world? Again, rhetorical question because I know the answer, because I literally live this day in and day out. Okay? We inject goodwill into the world on a daily basis. And so what I'm doing here today is I'm showing you how to know who you're talking to so you can inject goodwill into the world on a daily basis in a way that people will consume and that will allow to change them and to change maybe the way they think and maybe the way they see the world themselves and maybe even the way that they see themselves. Because guys, when we change the way we see ourselves, everything changes. And this is the good stuff. This is the really good stuff. Okay, so who are you talking to? That's Batsignal. So here's Batsignal. I call it Batsignal. It's, cartoony. Anyway, so yesterday I made this drawing right before my internet went out. So I'm just going to keep this drawing. So what you guys are going to do is you're going to grab a notepad and you're going to turn it sideways. You go from left to right, you draw a line left to right, and then you put an arrow at the end of the line. The line signifies your life so far. The arrow signifies that it ain't over yet. And then what I want you to do is these are like little hash marks. What I want you to do is I want you to put a hash mark on this line for all of the times that you felt like you needed to do a bunch of research. You needed to understand the solution for something. You were brought to sort of like, it either in your life felt like a fork in the road, or it felt like you were at a cliff and there was another cliff over here, but you didn't understand how to make the bridge in between. So you didn't know how to jump the expanse. You saw it, but you're like, I don't know how I get there. And let me put that into terms that maybe we could just anchor into a situation. And so that might be, okay, so I know my kid just got diagnosed with allergies. And I know that my home needs to be allergy free. And I know that to keep them safe, I'm going to have to always keep them away from things. I'm going to have to make sure that we're very well aware of everything that has this thing that they're allergic to, because freaking labels lie. Hashtag labels lie. They call things by different names. Marketing. Anyway, marketers ruin everything, says the marketer. I'm a good marketer. We'll just say that. Anyway, so the expanse is, I'm here and I'm aware that I'm here. I know that I need to be over there, but the road to get there, I don't know that. And so what that looks like in functionality, so that's the visual, what that looks like in functionality is you on Google until 3 in the morning, maybe it's not 3, maybe it's 1, maybe it's 2, it doesn't matter, but you're on Google until 1, 2, or 3 in the morning, and you're saying, okay, how to fix this, how to fix this, and then what you do is you go down rabbit holes, right? And you go to a web page and you read it all the way through because you're in research mode. You're in your researcher mode. This is important. When you're putting this down, this hash mark, these are times you had to go into research mode. We have a lot of these times, especially as moms that care. We have a lot of these times where we're researching. Maybe you're researching schools. Maybe you're researching how to homeschool. Maybe you're researching how to make money from home. And then you found a dude bro in a Ferrari and you're like, I don't feel like that's it. And then you're right. So what were you researching? And that's what I want is for you to put a hash mark for every time that you were in research mode, so here's what it looks like. You're on Google until the wee hours of the morning. You're going onto web pages, reading through them, following the rabbit hole there because one page leads to another page leads to another page before you then go back to the search and find another search result which then you click on a page that leads to another page, which leads to another page, which leads to another page, right? So you're going down all of these rabbit holes, and all that you want, all that you ever wanted was the truth. That's all you were looking for. Where is my person I can trust? Where is the person who's like me? Because every time we go into research mode, we're like, okay, that seemed to work for them, but they're not like me. Our situations aren't actually the same, so I don't know if that's going to work for me. And then you go back and you research some more. Or the fork in the road is this. You go down the rabbit hole, and maybe you try their way of doing things. And usually it takes 2 to 3 months of trying something to realize that it isn't going to work. If it's not going to work. If it works, that's great. You're going to know that also. But it's going to take you 3 to 4 months to know if it doesn't work. And then you're back to the drawing board. So you guys, you could have been doing this research mode, phases of these research modes. You could have been doing that for years. Maybe it's fertility. Maybe it's trying to get pregnant. Maybe it's trying to keep the baby when you do. What are the things that you were like, I have to fix this? There has to be a way. We as women are like pit bulls. We will not let go until we know the way. And that's the beautiful thing about us. But what were those things? What were those things in your life? And then what I want you to do after that is I want you to look at all of those lines. And this should only take you an hour. If it takes longer than an hour, that's called paralysis. And you need to just stop where you are. You've already got your good stuff. Don't try to get everything, because that's perfectionist paralysis. Don't do it. Do this exercise for an hour and stop. Set a timer, okay? And if you don't want to do it for a full hour, don't. And then whenever you have all of your hash marks, what I want you to do is I want you to look at them, and kind of the way I describe this is to go up 30,000 feet. But really, I want you to just have your grand hawk's eye, eagle eye view of all of these things that you were researching. And then what I want you to do, and this is your bat signal, this is how you know who you're talking to. Then what I want you to do is I want you to pick one. Now, does that mean you don't talk about the other things? No, we'll get into that later. But I want you to pick one. This is the person you're talking to. This is the person that gets you so amped up and excited to teach her the truth. Because what you're going to do is you're going to show up as the trusted authority for her. You're going to be that friend that shows up online that says, I'm just like you. I went through this. I spent years trying to research this. And if you want to do that, that's fine. Here are some good resources. But if you don't want to do that, I've got the easy button too, because you don't have to spend all the time doing that. And so that's how you know who you're talking to. Yeah, be the friend that you needed. Let me put that up. I like that. Exactly. Be the friend you needed. And so this is how you determine bat signal. I'm really glad my internet stood up for me today. You guys have the best day. I'm popping out of here. If you want to, come back in the chat here and let me know who your people are. That would be crazy exciting. See you later. Bye-bye.